Yo, what's up, guys? This is Skywalker, and today we are going to cover the trade I took yesterday, Thursday. It was a 15 minutes power of 3 longs. This was the trade I took, so this doesn't look like if I'm speaking after the fact or just replay hindsight. This was a real trade that I took, and um, as you can see, it ended up hitting TP. That's not the important part, but I'm going to cover what was the reason behind the trade, how I decided to enter in this trade. Since this is a YouTube recap, this is going to be a briefly explanation. I'm not going to go in depth on QT aspects since I'm a QT trader, but first of all, I'm power of 3 trader. So let's go for it. So in terms of what was I was expecting pre-market, the highs and lows that I had marked out. This was an important low. If you trade QT, you understand why, and this was an important high also in terms of QT. But we are trading all-time high conditions, so in terms of the various setups, they are less probable. So in my case, I'm always fading these types of S&Ts. So price first open, we kind of accumulated right here, then come back higher here. Some people enter right here. It was technically valid in my opinion, but a small manipulation. But to be honest, these last days during all-time high conditions, we are seeing near to zero manipulation. So it was a decent setup. Then price came back higher, like it was technically accumulations in this as well, was all weakening. Then price manipulate higher and came back lower. As you can see, this is how the 15 minute power of 3 closed in some sort of not giving us any sort of information. You can qualify this as a very power of 3 because we had these S&Ts at the highs and then price flip very fast. You need to be careful because we are trading all-time highs and all these very signals are a lot of times false. So why I entered longs right after this, because I entered at 947 if I'm not wrong, and the price was kind of accumulating or even going lower. Well, as you can see, price dropped down. We then on the 5 minutes, as you can see, we took this low right here. We also took this low right here, but we failed to do it on Nasdaq. This is our higher time frame S&T, let's call it that way. Then we also form a smaller time frame S&T. If you trade QT, you know what I'm talking about right here, and that allow us to be able to seek or hunt CASD now. So price then come back higher again, lower again, sorry, then went higher, validating our CISD, and just simply enter long, stop loss at the lows, partial at the high of the New York. Since we are taking a 15-minute power of 3, 945, that is not as powerful at the 10 a.m. Power of 3, so you can justify that price maybe it's willing to ride this and then go on a deeper retracement to go higher later. You have to keep that in mind if you are trading the 945 power of 3 and the TP was at the high of the day. I was willing to target higher, but I had in one account a consistency rule that so I need to cut there, but nonetheless it was a decent setup. It was good risk reward. So you enter right here. I'm going to enter on replay mode 2. Stop loss at these lows, TP at these highs, and you just simply continue taking this. As you can see, we rated this, so you go break even right here, as there is no reason to price to come back right this to this low again if it's not willing to take this again, and then price closed the 15-minute power of 3, and the next power of 3 just opened the 10 a.m. just willing to go higher, And as you can see, this was the TP of the day. Then price continue going higher and eventually reversing, but that's not our thing. As you can see, we are trading some sort of accumulation, manipulation, and distribution profile. The thing is that if you combine QT with ICT in terms of power of 3 openings and PDR raise, you can have a very lot refined narrative in terms of what you expect and what can you expect and when. So that's all for today. We trade always like this. Of course, we cover the QT aspect on the mentorship. This is just a public review, so we are going to cover only the ICT part, but the logic behind is the same. The setups that we take, they are always the same, following the power of 3 combined with the QT, and sometimes when the market maker models are in play with the market maker models. But that's all for today. So the most important things: respect the power of 3 openings. Keep in mind that sometimes you are not trading against the higher time frame power of 3, like some people can argue this long was against the 30-minute power of 3, but sometimes the 30-minute power of 3 is just simply accumulating, manipulating, and distributing, as this was the 15-minute one. Right right here you can see how the 30-minute candle closed. It was simply an accumulation around the opening price. Price then manipulate below the opening price and continue higher. So that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see this trade, it's on my TikTok page. And I hope you guys got a great weekend, and see you in the next videos.